I am sitting here in Mayor Kell Palguta's office. He's the mayor of Prescott Valley, Arizona, and he has an incredibly beautiful office. Thanks for joining us today, Mayor.
Angela, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I was thinking as I was driving in today to the Civic Center where your office is, I was thinking I had my daughter in Prescott 23 years ago, and I was living in Prescott Valley. I brought her home to Prescott Valley. I absolutely cannot believe the growth and the change.
It's truly, I mean, especially you think about the time that you were here, it is just unbelievable what's going on around here, and it's continuing to happen. So it truly is amazing.
With growth, it's a positive thing, right? But it also comes with an issue, I would imagine, of controlling growth.
Sure, growth is it's a plus and it's a minus. Just like you said, a double-edged sword where growth is great, but yet we still have to manage it in a way where we have to make sure our infrastructure is in place, our police department's up to staff, and everything else is happening, because otherwise uncontrolled growth is basically chaos.
Right, absolutely. And I know also growth in terms of like manufacturing and job opportunities, but that also comes with how do you provide economical housing for certain professions?
Yeah, absolutely. That is a challenge that we face every single day, because take for teachers example.
Sure.
You know, those teachers are coming out and they have a desire to teach, but yet we have to be able to get them good housing. We can't expect them to live in substandard housing and still do their job. So that is a challenge every single day.
Absolutely, and I know that's a big issue for people. Why are teachers so underpaid? But we're not going to get into that issue, right?
Absolutely.
But we were talking before the interview, and I was so impressed with your drive. You were an undercover narcotics officer before you became mayor. So that made me think and wonder, is that something, being almost in the trenches in the community, would you say that influences how you are a mayor today?
It certainly adds to it. Okay. You know, I joke with people that when you're working undercover, you kind of deal with some seedy people.
Sure.
Nothing really changes with politics, though. But seriously, though, it does. It gives you a different perspective on how you approach things. I always have a plan A, plan B, plan C when I was working as a police officer, and nothing changed as mayor. And I tell people the things that keep me awake at night are the same things that get me out of bed in the morning, because that's important. Just to try to figure out a plan on how to go about things and how to lead the town.
I like that. That's two sides of the coin, looking at it from this perspective. And this keeps me up at night, so it also gets me up in the morning.
Absolutely.
So, but you said that you used to travel to NAU when you were a narcotics undercover to get your bachelor's. I mean, that's impressive.
So yeah, I mean, I wasn't a traditional student, so it was certainly during the time of being a police officer and juggling my professional life as well as my desire to have, education. I also went on to get my master's.
Wow.
Fortunately, I was able to do that online, so it was a little bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really changed the world. It's not so much brick and mortar anymore, is it?
Absolutely.
It's wonderful. What would you say is one of the most positive conditions in Prescott Valley for like economic growth?
So one of the things we have is we have our event center. The town of Prescott Valley is now in the event center business. So the whole goal of that is to be able to drive concerts and events to our community, make it in that epicenter, and then from there that bleeds out to help our economic footprint increase. So the key though is trying to get those other light manufacturing jobs or technology jobs to come to Prescott Valley or to the Prescott area.
Sure.
And I say if it happens in Prescott, great. We still win. There's still people that are going to be working in Prescott that live here in Prescott Valley, so that's huge.
And we really are a tri-city area. I mean, what happens in one of the tri-cities affects every city here.
Absolutely,
yeah.
and that's what makes it so great.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Ma'am, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us today. There's an update on what's going on here in Prescott Valley.